Hey everybody, it's me, Shaw360, and I am here with TVXQ's Rise as God, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about the album and then share my feelings about the group. So here we go. I bought the white version of the album, and the white version has HoMin's face on the cover, and then it's got white letters on the front, and on the back of the album it's got a white back. So I've got it open to the inside, but let me show you. There's HoMin, and I think these are two superimposed images of him. The reason I say I think is because you can't really make out who the superimposed image is right here. So this could be Yuno's face superimposed over HoMin. I really don't know. So don't hold me to it. But I just am assuming it's two images of HoMin. And then on the back you've got the track list, which I'm going to try to focus on. Hopefully you'll be able to see here. Number 1 is Vertigo, number 2 is Champagne, number 3 Rise as One, and then the album gets good, and you have number 4, Every Day It Rains, number 5, Smile, number 6, Top of the World, number 7, Apology, number 8, Complicated, number 4, Dominus, and number 10, Lucky Star. Inside, which is where we were when we started, you have the disc, and it's in that really traditional, that I tend to like, packaging of foam board, inset CD, foam knob, and then book on one side. A lot of people have been saying they're tired of this setup and they don't like it, but if you've seen any unboxings of Red Velvet's new album, this is way better because SM, I guess, has decided that it is cheaper and more practical to start giving us jewel cases with booklets and slipcovers. And I don't like that. I didn't like it with Odd. I was better about it with Married to the Music. I don't want to see any more of those, though. I think that that's one that, you know, the fans need to start writing letters to SM and saying, don't do this no more. We don't want that. But let's look at TVXQ's album. Enough of other groups. So here is the inside. And from what I've been told, I haven't seen it in a video because I haven't seen all of YouTube. But from what I've been told, if you were to set this album and the black version side by side, each picture where you see HoMin, that the opposite version or the other version would have Yuno's picture. So I don't know if that's necessarily true. I've not taken the time to look at two together, and I'm not ordering both. But that'd be cool if it is. There are absolutely no group pictures in here except for the one group picture that we saw right here. This is the only group picture. And honestly, I'm not even sure if this is a group picture, to tell you the truth. These could be two separate pictures that they took, and the lighting and the background is the same, and they just like put them together. There's a group picture. So I'm not even sure if that's actually a group picture or if it's just two pictures side by side. But throughout this particular photo book, there are no smiles. It is a very somber themed, monocolored photo book. And I understand why, because this was the last album before everybody goes to the military. So, you know, it's kind of a serious time. And there's a lot of uncertainty with TVXQ coming back. And I'm just going to talk about my feelings about enlistment and what it means for celebrities. So, K-pop I love, but I also watch a lot of K-drama. And then, of course, my bias, ultimate bias, is Rain, also known as B in Korea. And because I'm into Rain and because I'm into K-drama, I have a lot of, I guess, experience with people that I admire leaving to go to the military. Hyunbin from a lot of my favorite K-dramas, and Gongyu and Rain have all been to the military and come back, and all of them have seen a marked drop in popularity after coming back from the military. Hyunbin's what was the name of that drama? He did a drama right after he came back from the military where he played somebody with multiple personalities. That drama tanked. It didn't do well at all. Gong Yoo came back from the military and did Big, and Big was not very successful, which is surprising because I loved Big. Rain came back from the military and did 30 Sexy, and it went nowhere, which was surprising because, again, I really like 30 Sexy. But yeah, coming back from the military, it's a dicey situation for a Korean entertainer because on the one hand, you have to go to the military. You cannot function in Korean society as a man without going to the military. It's hard to get employment. People will see you as a national traitor. I mean, it is just, unless you have a really certified, valid excuse for not going to the military, you better go. The problem is, though, when it talks about entertainment, you're talking about 2 years being out of the limelight. And 2 years is a long time to be out of the limelight. It seems like a long time here in America, but in Korea, when people are doing 2 and 3 albums a year sometimes, 2 years is a long time. Like, idol-wise, that's practically a decade. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you have to go. On the other hand, you know, if you go, there's no guarantee what's going to happen when you come back. And since TVXQ is no longer DBSK the 5, there's nobody left on SM kind of to carry on the name and keep it in the spotlight so that there's like an assured place for them to come back to. And it's different with Super Junior. With Super Junior, as militaries were going in and out, as members were going in and out of the military, there was always somebody there. There was a release being made. They were never kind of just completely out of the limelight. And this is different. And I wonder what this means for this group when they come back. So I'm kind of worried about it. So I can see why they took a more somber tone. But outside of those thoughts, I just want to talk about TVXQ and DBSK and JYJ and why it is I don't have a lot of HoMin in my collection. So I got into DBSK slash TVXQ slash DB5K slash JYJ really late in the game, like way after they had broken up. And I love their music. I really and honestly do. But after being on YouTube for a while, especially being friends with Top Min Kwan, I've come to the realization that I just don't make enough money to enjoy TVXQ, DBSK, JYJ. And that is the God's honest truth. I'm too poor to love them because damn, they're expensive. Part of the reason why this is the first HoMin album I've ever bought is because this is the least expensive HoMin album I've ever seen. I really wanted Spellbound. Like, I wanted Spellbound. But I wasn't prepared to pay $25 for it, because after shipping, that's kind of what it is. I really wanted to get the Keep Your Head Down repackage that has the song Before You Go, because that is my favorite HoMin song. But it was going to be $20 before shipping, and I couldn't do that. A lot of things for TVXQ, DBSK, JYJ, they're just extremely high priced. And I don't know if it's because at one point they had the largest fan club on earth, so SM felt like the fans will pay for this. There's a market out there since there's so many people in the club. But, I mean, with the popularity of DBSK kind of falling because they're considered kind of the older generation of idol, you know, I feel like SM should give us a break here. And maybe they realize that, and that's the reason why this is so inexpensive compared to some of the other stuff they released. But that has always been the block for me as a fan. It's just I could not afford them. I have Junsu's Flower because it was reasonably priced. It took me a while to get JYJ's Backseat, but I found it for really cheap, and I talked about it when I did the video unboxing for the album. But overall, this is a very expensive group for either a person who's a collector of a lot of different groups or for the person who wants to be a collector but has limited funds. You know, it's just really hard to be a fan when they are asking for, you know, $250, basically. So yeah, those are my thoughts for the group, and those are my thoughts for their future. And then my last thought I'm going to share with you guys is about this album in general. I really, really love this album. Like, no joke, this hands down is one of the best albums of the year. There have been a lot of really great albums for 2015. I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of dreading the end of the year, because when the end of the year comes, it's when I usually do my K-pop favorites, or I say usually like I've been doing this forever, but I'm going to do K-pop favorites at the end of the year, and I'm stuck because there's just a lot of really great albums that came out. I really loved Jonghyun's Bass. I really loved Wonder Girl's Reboot. I really love this album, and there's another album I'm about to talk about which is a favorite of mine, and I didn't expect it to be, but after listening to it several times, I love it. So yeah, this has been a really confusing year for me because, first of all, there's just been so much to rediscovering K-pop. There's a lot of assumptions that I made about things that I've changed my mind about in K-pop. And also just there's been so much good music that I've been like a dog chasing its tail. I haven't known where to turn, what to buy. So yeah, when the end of the year comes, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really, really don't. But yeah, this year, great music. Damn sight better than 2014. And 2014 had some hits, but 2015 is a tough year to beat. It really and truly is. So I guess we'll get into that once we get to the end of the year. But until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!